When we talk about power, we usually reduce it to strength, who has more money, more weapon, more influence. But power doesn't really work like that. Power lasts only when people accept it. If power is used to dominate and extract, it creates resistance. But when power produces consent, it turns into legitimacy. And that's what hegemony actually is. And for a long time, United States understood this. It just didn't try to force outcome. It tried to institutionalize its power through rules, alliances, and liberal world order. Because of that, much of what US did had consent. And here's the part that often get ignored. US soft power was never just American. It depended heavily on Western unity. When Europe and other allies stood with US, its actions looked collective, not unilateral, and that's what made them legitimate. And the problem today is this unity is breaking, largely because of USA's own behavior. And here's how it gets more complex. You see, China has always had the potential to compete with US on hard power, be it economy, technology, or military capacity. The real difference was soft power, trust, legitimacy, and alliance. Soft power, which is slow to build and hard to imitate. US built it over decades, but now, because of its own action, the US is slowly eroding that advantage. So the power gap between US and China feels smaller, not because China is suddenly becoming more attractive, but because US is losing what once clearly set it apart. As a result, many countries now face the same problem with both powers today. US looks unpredictable, China looks coercive, neither feels fully reliable. That's why the world will not neatly split into two camps. And what we mostly see today is hedging. Countries keeping options open because they don't trust either side. But I don't think hedging can be the end point. If middle power want real influence, they can't just hedge. They need to come together, and for that convergence doesn't come automatically. It has to be constructed. That means accepting that not every differences can be resolved upfront. Some issues will have to be kept on the back burner to allow cooperation on larger interests. The European Union and India FTA is a good example of how this works in practice. Despite clear differences, especially India's position on Russia and Ukraine, EU chose not to make moral lecturing a deal breaker. Instead, it prioritized strategic and economic convergence. That doesn't mean value disappear. It means interests are sequenced, and that to me is the real lesson for middle power. For more such stories, subscribe to BNA.